So if you're going to be at Fyre Festival too,
let us
the
know.
LMK girlies are going to be there. We would love to link up. We would love to collab. We missed out on the first one. We weren't cool enough back then, but now we are.
We're so back. We bought
We're
tickets.
so back.
We spent the whole Patreon fund on it. We're having a LMK meetup at Fyre Festival too. It's real this time. We promise. XOXO.
So we'll see you there.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to the podcast.
We have exciting news. We have our first sponsor. Thank you to Big Vision
for sponsoring
this podcast. Before we could not see, but now we can because we've been given Big Vision.
Yeah. By given, we mean we bought them with our own money, but we still want to thank Big Vision. Thank you for giving us the eyes to see. What do they say? There are chapels everywhere for those
with eyes to see. Yeah, there's a chapel on your head right now.
Yeah, thank you.
And Chappell Roan is right over there.
Have you seen the posters of her for her new song?
Yes, I have.
They're good. They're so good. I don't care about the song. I just like the posters.
Step on me, Chappell Roan.
Step on me, Chappell Roan.
No, we are not actually sponsored by Big Vision, but we hope to be one day, which is why we look like this.
Yeah. Also, when you wear fake glasses, also, we've already talked about this. These are not real glasses.
What?
Yours aren't real? Are yours real?
Sam!
What?
Why would I wear glasses that aren't real?
Yeah. It's because I don't want to put as much makeup on as usual. Mine are really dirty.
I think it just also kind of gives you like the sexy librarian look, you know?
Sexy librarian?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, you know what? Put them on.
Do you think if I put
them on
out, anybody will notice?
Let's see.
Audio listeners, nothing weird is happening.
Let's not say anything.
Hey, guys.
You know, I actually think that's probably better because there's no glare.
It's so much better.
Off of the fake lenses.
Do you ever get overstimulated by wearing glasses that are too big or too small? Are you laughing because they look fake? This is what they do in movies, don't they? Don't they take the lenses out in movies or something?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, cool.
Yeah. No, you look...
I could do this.
You look awesome.
Wait.
Hi, thank you to Big Vision for sponsoring whatever the fuck is going on over there.
Wait, I have to show you what you look like. I look like the Monopoly guy. It's hard.
I don't know how you were doing that with your eyelids.
Your lashes are pushed fully
My
back.
eyelashes are too long, thanks to the Charlotte Tilbury mascara that they sent me in the
it's
the VR
working
box.
though.
Yeah, they're so long that I can't even put on the lenses that have been popped out of your fake glasses.
Oh my god, audio listeners, I'm so sorry that you're gonna have to just.
Oh my god. You know what I do with
that.
you know I can't wear glasses too? Because I end up whatever glasses they are, I just do this.
Yeah.
I'm such
looks fine,
I
too.
hate my hair in front of my face, even though I like to have it down. So
There's
just a little-
something about
push
taking
back.
glasses and pushing them up and holding your hair back. No headband can nothing can do this.
Nothing.
Like
no.
this is
this is a look.
This is a like, oh sorry guys, I'm late. Like
Yeah. It's giving like mom just came back from her tennis lesson.
Right.
And, has to
You guys want any condoms?
has to not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom.
Cool mom.
Has to drop the kids off.
Yep, exactly.
At soccer,
Yep.
It's a vibe.
Anyways, welcome back to the podcast.
Yes.
I hope you guys are all having a lovely day, evening, morning, night, whatever you may be doing.
I also would like the listeners to know, and the YouTube watchers, that we are aware, sorry to cut in, we are aware of the table comments.
Oh,
so
was I banging the table?
I think now I'm paranoid about it.
Yeah, I'm not touching the table.
Halt! Who goes there?
Not me.
So
my hands on the table.
We're gonna do the podcast from now on like
this. Pyramid.
Like this.
What do they call that? The Eiffel Tower.
Oh God.
There's I don't know.
Well,
now it's weird.
Yeah, that's always a fun thing about life is learning different sex slang things. Dude. I remember, I was pretty naive in high school. So I remember the first time I was at state choir competition, and it was a small group of us who had qualified for state. Mm-hmm. And we were all like hanging out the night before. It was very exciting. We went to a hotel, like in Des Moines.
Yes.
Okay. Where it was held.
That was so fun when you were like high school.
When you were in high school
got to travel.
And you, yes, exactly.
So fun.
And I remember everyone was sitting around, and I think we were doing like Never Have I Ever.
This is co-ed too.
That's
co-ed. Even better. Like
co-ed.
Every time I traveled was for dance team, which was all girls. But anytime you got to travel for like a school trip, co-ed.
Yeah, but it's all like nerds, right? No. Choir, band, theater, but also like very sexually charged. Yeah. Very sexually charged nerds.
Making out in the hallway.
One of them goes, Never have I ever, I can't remember. I know it was a guy who said it, but I'm like, why would he have said never have I ever been eaten out? Anyway, being eaten out got brought up.
Well, maybe he didn't know.
Maybe. Being eaten out got brought up. And I was sitting in that circle. And I was like, what the fuck is that? What the hell is eat? Like, I was thinking, food?
Yeah. Eating food off of somebody?
Eating food. And so it came to me and people were like, have you ever been eaten out?
You're like, I don't know.
Go, how do I play this off?
Yeah.
Do I be like, yeah, obviously? Or do I go, no?
Yeah.
Or do I go, what is that?
Yeah.
I think I kind of just did like a
maybe.
So. Maybe. You know?
I don't get eaten out and tell.
I don't get eaten out and tell.
I remember thinking a blowjob went both ways. So I thought a blowjob was any time anybody's mouth was on anybody's downstairs. So
okay.
I remember talking to like a group of girls and I was like, yeah, I bet that he totally gave her a blowjob. And they were like,
Like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And beat you up.
And I was like, yeah, and then they did. And then they threw me in the dumpster. So anyways, you were telling me a funny thing before and I stopped you about baby names.
Yeah.
And while we're talking about the birds and the bees.
Yes.
Or the birds and the birds.
So let's say you get eaten out or get a blowjob and now you find yourself pregnant.
Right.
Are you interested at all in naming that future baby something like gun?
Just a gun.
Bullet.
I always thought that cigarette was a nice name for a baby.
Oh, lovely. Well, I think that could go along with this category of baby names I'm about to tell you about.
Oh, I'm ready.
So this article in the Huffington Post that made me laugh, but then when you think about it deeper, you're like, oh yeah, that really speaks to the culture we're in.
Yep.
This aggressive baby name trend is alarming experts. Okay. So I read that, I was like, aggressive baby name trend? Like, is it just so many parents can't stop naming their baby?
Like we must.
Like,
I can know.
Punch? I don't know. So let me tell you about this aggressive baby name trend. And then, maybe it'll give you some ideas for your future baby. That
pulled the article up and the picture that's on the front is crazy. Okay.
So
ready.
There's a trend of parents using weapons-inspired and more broadly, just aggressive names for their sons. Okay, so you're not naming a little baby girl Bullet or, Shotgun,
right.
But
Silencer, little baby Silencer.
This is little baby Silencer. But parents are naming their sons these names. So many of these names first appeared on the baby name charts in the 2000s, according to the editor-in-chief at the website Nameberry. And these were names like Wesson, Caliber, Shooter, Trigger. We've all met a Trigger.
The first one, Wesson, I was like, okay. And then it just went down.
Yep. We've all met a Trigger, right? Like you're in Oklahoma at a local's dive bar and there's definitely a guy named Trigger who's there.
Yeah, or his dog.
Or both. Weapon-inspired monikers that parents have chosen in recent years also include Blade and Cannon.
Oh,
okay. Blade is sick.
Blade
we
is
do
sick.
love the Blade
Isn't
movies.
there a comic? Marvel?
Yeah. Well, technically, Technically, it's not
DC.
a Marvel film. Okay, wait, no. Will explain this to me. It's not a Marvel film, but it's a Marvel character. If that makes sense.
Yeah, they're making a game, I think. It's a game or a movie based on Blade. Is he the vampire one?
Yes, he's the Daywalker.
Yeah.
Played by Wesley Snipes.
Sick.
It's sick. It's so sick. But also there are names like the brands of weapons: Remington, Colt, Winchester, Arson, little baby Arson.
Right. Yes.
Little baby Arson, Cutter.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like little baby felony. Tiny 8-pound baby
Little baby
felony.
Murder.
Yeah.
Murder's cute. Dagger. So really just violent names associated with weapons, just really tough shit.
I grew up in a very rural area, and I know about 5 different guys that named their hunting dogs these names, like Remington.
Like, that's one thing.
Yeah.
Okay. But
for a baby.
Little baby AK-47.
Little baby sawed off.
Little baby.
This is my son's sawed off and my son's shotgun.
Yeah. The thing is, I know so little about guns too. I couldn't even try and come up with anything more.
I know that because there was one that you skipped called Ruger, which is the brand of a gun.
Oh,
I think.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I don't
That's
know.
why I'm just like, I don't know, little baby gun.
Little
That's
baby gun.
what I would do. So
Little bullet.
Anyway, this is a trend of names where people are borrowing from gun manufacturers, and experts believe that there are factors driving this trend related to parents believing that weapons-inspired names have a very renegade spirit. That they're really tough. Don't tread. There's a lot of people who believe that the name of a child can imbue in them characteristics. Right? You know?
True.
So,
can I ask you a question?
Yes.
When you said experts,
yes.
What are they experts on? Are they baby experts or gun experts? Or like a hybrid?
Well,
I have a PhD in babies.
I think they're probably
bachelor's in guns.
I think they're probably psychologists. Like I think these are the type of experts, like people who study trends, and analyze why trends are trends.
Right.
You know.
Sure. So what do you do for
okay, so they're
expert?
like naming these babies. These after a weapon. Is going to make them tough, is going to make them just a real maverick, But there's also the reason of parents feeling like their sons are threatened by the woke culture of today, where men aren't allowed to be men. Yes.
Okay.
They're little baby men.
Okay.
And so because of wanting, a lot of people screaming about how we have gotten to a point in culture that we need to reverse and go back to the good old days when we had 2 genders and there was man and there was woman. Right? So when you're a baby, you're either a man or you're a woman.
The woke babies with their names like Alexander.
Gotta get rid of woke babies. And so they are assigning these violent names, hoping that their son will be manly, right? Is not going to be a little gay baby.
No.
No gay babies. No gabies.
You little gabies.
Little gabies. Right. So they're going through the dictionary. They're probably going to, dictionary.com, synonym for tough.
Anti-gay names.
What is the least woke thing?
Gun.
Yeah, and so they want their little babies to be men.
Yeah.
And so they're naming them after man things.
What about chlamydia?
Like very violent weapons that are often used in something like a school shooting. Yep.
Yeah, chlamydia.
Oh, that's little clammy.
Maybe little baby Percocet.
Oh.
Maybe like
Perk.
Maybe Molly. Molly's already a name, but that's kind of,
But spell it the way.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it is spelled.
It's spelled the same way.
Yeah. Little baby E.
Little baby E.
Little baby E.
Well, that's just
what if you're just like well,
Elon
you were conceived when we were on ketamine. Yep. So we named you Little Baby K. Little Baby K.
Did we talk about Patrick Mahomes' children's names on the podcast yet?
No. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Yeah, so Patrick Mahomes' kids are named Gold. It's not silver. It's sterling. Gold, sterling, and bronze are Patrick Mahomes' kids' names.
Yeah, so you're ranking your children.
Yeah, like imagine like anytime anything happens and you aren't as good at gold at XYZ.
Yeah. No, it's like you're gold. Yeah. You're number 1.
It's like kids line up in any order.
Sterling, I think that's like a silver.
Yeah.
So that'd be 2.
Yeah. Patrick and Brittany Mahomes' children are named Sterling Sky, Patrick Bronze Levon. Okay, Bronze is the middle name, and Golden Ray. So Bronze, I think they knew that Bronze was a dickhead name to give the third kid, so they named him Patrick, but then Bronze is the middle name.
He's gonna go by Bronze.
Which is kind of worse because then it's like, yeah, well, we gave Bronze your middle name, but we know.
I feel like the way that people are with baby names is it's like everybody wants to be
different.
Okay. What it is like a lot of people have babies, right? Babies are born every single day.
True.
Sorry. Miracle of life. It's happening all the time. I was a baby once too. I was
born at a very young age.
So was I.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was also born before you. So like I was here.
Oh yeah. No, for sure.
But it's this whole idea that, having a baby is special, but also not.
Right. It's traumatizing.
Right. Okay.
You poop yourself.
And so I like people will pick these names. They'll get, real creative with it.
Yeah.
Because they're already trying to set their children apart. Be like, okay, yeah, I had a baby and you had a baby too, but my baby is named Golden Ray.
Well, that's the thing is I think it's like people are like trying to project being different by giving their kids a name that's like very, very, very different when in reality that's going to just your kid can still be exceptional if its name is Alexander and there's 6 Alexanders in his class.
Yeah.
Who am I to judge?
Alexander the Great.
Yep.
So I just think the baby thing
it's a celebrity thing, to be honest with you. Like I like
you're right. It is also I'm gonna have my baby have this crazy name, because I'm so wait, were you the one who showed me that one TikToker who?
Yes. Wait, we should watch that. I'm trying to remember. Okay, I remember. Okay, hold on. Let me go back down the thing. Francesca. So I found the TikTok. This is Francesca Farago, who you may recognize from. She was briefly in Love is Blind. She's one of those people that's like kind of plucked and put into reality TV shows often. So I think she was in that TV show where they like take a bunch of people from reality TV shows and put them. Mm-hmm. What's that one called? Do you remember? You know what I'm talking about though.
I know what you're talking about.
She was in that, and then she was in Love is Blind, not as a contestant, but as kind of like a little side character that one of the contestants was hanging out with. And it's like, who is this?
Okay.
So she is married to, I believe now, either engaged or married to Jesse Sullivan, and they are having a baby. And this is
first baby?
I think he has a child of his own, and she does not. And so he's trans. So this is their first child together, I believe via IVF.
Okay.
And so she posted this TikTok. This is in mid 2024. I believe she just had her baby, so we can look and see what the baby's name actually was. Let's watch. Okay. These are her ideas for baby names.
So I have been waiting to do the baby names I love but won't be using trend for like 2 years now. So I wanted to make a video and talk about baby names that I love. You guys can know my naming style and maybe someone will give a suggestion And that'll be our new like top favorite name. So we really love the name Heart. We also really love the name Lovely. Names with Steph. Okay. She's one of my favorite baby namers because all of her names are really out of the box. She actually emailed me and recommended Lovely.
Here's the thing. When it's like out of the box, unique, you're just picking a word.
It's just it's a noun.
It's just a noun.
It's a noun or an adjective. It's an adjective.
A noun, adjective, verb, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's just not a name.
It's just you're just picking a word you like.
Yep.
And then be like, it's very unique.
Heart and Lovely too. Start off. I'm like,
okay, fine.
All right.
Yeah, not too crazy.
Always love the name Golden or Goldie, but it's a little bit too popular for me. I've always really liked the name Baby. I feel like a baby named Baby Blue would be so cute.
A baby named Baby.
Wait, what do you mean? You want the name to be Baby, so the baby is named something like Baby Blue?
Baby, yeah.
So is it the full name is Baby Blue?
Yeah, and then if you're trying to tell people that it's a baby, you could say Baby Blue.
It's my baby named
This is my baby, Baby Blue.
So that people never forget it's a baby.
Yeah.
But then what happens when it's not a baby anymore?
It's like, you know how nobody has a baby named Craig? They just are.
Or Linda.
It's the other way around.
Right.
Okay.
Like, I think Baby is cute for a baby, but I don't think it's cute for like an adult. So I feel like that's kind of off the list, but I still really love the name Baby. We love, actually Arlo suggested this, but lyrics, like song lyrics, but we love the name Lyrics, just as is. We love that name. Love week names and I love month names. I love Sunday. I love Monday. I feel like they're maybe a little bit too popular. I know they're confusing, but
Why does she keep saying it's too popular? Are we just not in this circle of people who are naming their kids Monday?
I know Wednesday.
Everybody knows
That's
Wednesday Addams. But when she keeps saying it's too popular, I'm like,
oh yeah, we're swamped with Tuesdays.
just too many babies named Thursday.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
But I also really, really love November as a name. November, nickname Novi.
She's I love 3 o'clock as a name.
Nickname 3.
Little 3B.
I love how I love how she'll always do like the name nickname.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. It's like just
look at the first comment. Casserole, Cass for short.
Ozempic, they can go by Zemi.
It's so good. I love it. And I love October, either as a first name or a middle name. I really love the name Rocket, nickname Rocky, but Courtney just
Elon
named
is
her
so
baby
activated.
Rocky, but I've always loved Rocket, and then you call them Rocky. I think that's so cute. We really like the name Stone, but I think it's a little bit too short. I kind of like a little bit
Stony?
longer name.
Stoner?
Be shortened with a cute nickname. This one I don't know if I want to share, but I don't think we're going to use it. But I really like the name Afternoon. I don't know, a lot of people are going to be like, what? But Afternoon with the nickname After.
With the nickname After?
What do you mean? Why? I love how she's like, I mean, come on.
Well, come on. She said, I almost don't want to share this one because it's so good.
because people will, because you'll steal it.
Brace yourself.
Yes.
I really like Prosper and Darling as names, like not together, but individually. Like Prosper is such a cute name, and then Darling is such a cute name, like Darling, Lovely, Baby. Like I love that kind of vibe.
I don't like those two.
You don't? Oh. Me and Justin have a little bit different naming styles. He really likes the name Orca, but I told him we're not naming our baby Orca.
I like for a second there when he's like, I don't like those names. You go, okay, maybe he kind of brings her back down out of, whatever world she's in. And then Orca.
It's like,
nickname Orky.
Little Orky. Little
Orky.
O.
Little orc?
Like I love really, really, really unique names, but I also want the name to be like beautiful and like strong and pretty in its own right. I really like the name Ethereal. I think that's so cute. You can call them Eddie. Baby name list is so long.
Did you say Eddie? Yeah. That's like the Dick Richard thing. Nah.
This is going to be a really long video, but I really love the name Caspian. Really like Odyssey and Alchemy. I love Odyssey. You can call them Odie, Audie, Essie. There's so many nickname potentials. And then Alchemy, you can call them Emmy or Al. And we love words. Words as names.
She does love words.
She loves words.
She's like, we love dictionaries.
We love the dictionary.
We love to buy dictionaries and look at words. Let us know in the comments below.
Can
I read the suggestions?
I am obsessed with this video. And I'm obsessed with how she presents her names.
There's more of them. Like I think she made another one, and then he made one too, which we can watch them on the Patreon. Do you want to watch the other ones on the Patreon? So we'll go through and we'll find all of them on the Patreon. I will tell you what she ended up naming her baby in a sec, but I want to guess. Comments. Yeah, this comment says casserole, Cass for short. Ozempic, they can go by Zemi.
Zemi. Oh.
Cigarette, Garrett for short. These aren't names, they're words, bestie. How about Eddie, full name Spaghetti? Declaration of Independence, you can call them Indy for short. And then she said, wait, this slaps.
I like that she, I think, has a bit of an awareness of how ridiculous it is, but also...
I think when she made the more videos, I think she was a bit self-aware while also being like, well, what if there's a good one?
You know what? I am obsessed with her anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Little stabby.
Terrorism. I think Terry.
Little Terry.
Little baby Terry. Little baby T.
Little T.
Little
okay,
T.
let me look up
Little
what
anti.
I want you to guess. You won't be able to, but like.
I want to guess the name.
Yeah.
Okay, I think one of them was Afternoon.
Okay.
And I think the other one was, let's see, she really liked Prosper. She really liked November.
She does like November.
Pretty?
No.
Princess?
No.
Peachy fucking keen.
No. Do you want to know?
Yeah.
She had twins.
Okay.
Their names were Poetry and
Lyrics.
Locket.
Mm-hmm.
Poetry and Locket.
Poey and Locky.
Yep. Let's see. It says the TikToker gave insight on the inspiration behind their names. We gotta know.
I like how it's always, I think we can guess.
Yeah.
You like poetry and you like lockets?
You like, I don't know. I just really
I don't
like
think
words.
it's like a family name of, oh, well, my grandmother was named Locket. Well, my grandmother was an old lady who was on the Titanic, and she had this very special locket that she then threw into the ocean, and we just always loved that story.
Yeah, me and my husband were out, and I was like, I didn't want anybody to steal anything out of my car, so I said, what should I do? And he said, lock it, and I just said, oh my God, I love it. I love that one.
Oh my God, you're a genius.
Oh my God, I love you.
It was so, that was poetry.
It was and that's what he said. He was like, wow, babe, that's poetry.
That's poetry.
And she was
She's
like,
like,
oh my God.
Oh my God, we know what it's going to be. Where does your name come from? Sandwich. No, Sam.
The names that I almost were, I was almost Suzanne. I was almost Rebecca.
Becky with the good hair.
Becky with the good hair. Oh, thank you. And Samara, which is the girl from The Ring, was almost an option.
Samara, you could have still been called Sam.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It would have been kind of cool. I like my name, though. I like Sam.
Sam.
I feel like
you know what?
It
fits
me.
You because you're tomboyish,
it's
even though you're not like into sports, but you've got like
androgynous name.
Yeah.
And I like it, and I feel like it fits me. And I also, what's funny is Samantha is a pretty popular name that I don't meet very many people named Sam.
Yeah.
It's like,
I like Sam.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Also, is tomboy, is that an outdated? That's probably outdated.
I think it is. I try to
get,
I've gotten away from it, but I also don't know what to replace it with.
Yeah.
Which is the problem with a lot of things where, when you say a word and you're like, I know that probably is outdated, but I'm not sure what the replacement is.
Let's look it up. Okay. Let's see.
Because like if I say tomboy, it's basically like, oh, you weren't conforming to gender roles.
Exactly. What to use instead.
But then if I say, I was a kid that did boy things. Okay, no, okay. I was a kid that didn't wear girly. Okay, yeah.
Okay. According to the AI overview on Google, instead of tomboy, you can say athletic girl.
Oh, women.
Adventurous girl.
Okay.
Gender non-conforming.
I grew up gender non-conforming.
Teeny bopper.
What?
Bobby Soxer.
No.
Ladette. Spitfire. Unladylike.
These are worse.
I'm dying.
I don't know.
Androgynous.
Yeah, because it's like
gender creative.
I grew up gender creative. Yeah, it's like I understand why tomboy is not it's a little misogynist because you're just saying, oh, I just didn't do girly pop things.
Right. And when I was like, tomboy, but you weren't into sports.
Right, exactly. So I don't know. I wore cargo pants.
Yeah. You're like, oh, I'm a girl who liked to play.
I liked to play outside and I wore cargo pants. Sue me. Like, I drive
Not
a
like
Subaru now.
you're not like the other girls who are just into bows and, little stupid girly things.
I didn't wear pink. I'm not like other girls. Yeah, but I was, maybe the comment section
We're
could
just
help
gonna
us.
say Tom.
I was a little Tom child.
You little Tom.
Little
I'm sorry, but adventurous girl and athletic girl.
They're just like saying things that women aren't supposed to be.
It's interesting though, because it's like, okay, is there a good replacement here?
No.
I looked up any current term for tomboy and someone just said badass.
Yeah, that's a bit of a badass.
How about young woman who enjoys XYZ?
I did enjoy XYZ.
You were a young woman who enjoyed running through the woods without shoes on.
True, I did do that. I remember being a kid and being able to like run over like hot coals basically. And now my feet are
they're so dainty.
So dainty and sensitive.
Okay, you know what I think works? Sporty.
Sporty.
But
Didn't
you
play
weren't,
sports.
But you weren't.
But I was sporty.
Okay, you were sporty, but you didn't play sports.
I was sport adjacent.
You were sported. You were sport light.
Yep, sport like.
Sport-ish.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of weird baby names, can we talk about the video of Elon Musk abandoning his child on the steps of the stage? There's not a whole lot to talk about, but here's the video. I'm sure you've seen it, but so audio listeners, Elon Musk is walking down the steps of a stage. I don't know where this was.
I think it's CPAC. Wait.
Something where he was standing behind Trump like that guy from Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, the one who's like,
he's like, and he walks down the steps and he's kind of like waving at fans with his 4-year-old. I think this kid is 4 years.
yeah, maybe.
He's a toddler. The toddler is coming down the steps behind him, and Elon just keeps going, and he's out of there. And the kid is still coming down the steps.
Well, that's a baby adult.
That is a baby adult. He's like, "Come on, kid. I gotta use you as a human shield." And he's waving. The toddler's coming down the steps. Elon leaves, and the kid is doing his thing. I guess he does kind of go back for him there a little bit, but
He is the definition of a deadbeat dad.
yeah.
Yes.
No, wasn't there a tweet where Grimes like pretty clearly was like, stop using
like
our
fuck
kid
Grimes, but you know what I mean?
yeah, she was trying to mom a bit like, hey, can we stop using our kid
the whole
for
thing.
that?
The whole thing is so gross.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Why are all of us strangers on the internet privy to what is happening here?
Yeah.
Right? Like the person I feel bad for is the child. I feel bad for all of the children who are involved in the Elon Musk and multiple baby mama saga.
God, yeah, I do too.
So she went on Twitter and commented under his post because he was too busy wielding a chainsaw looking like the biggest douche lord in the world on stage at CPAC, and was like, I guess their child is having a medical crisis, emergency, and so that's why she was commenting. She's like, I need you to respond to me.
Oh,
And then
I didn't
people were
even see
like,
that.
girl, I don't think this is the right way to do this. And she's like, I'm desperate because he will not answer the phone. And
oh my God, he had both hands on the chainsaw,
yeah,
girl.
and then her posts were being suppressed on Twitter. And she commented on it, just LOL.
I don't feel bad for her, but a part of me wants to.
You know what's
because
interesting?
It's like
So she recently followed Luigi Nation on Twitter.
I did see that. People were like, you have the chance to do the funniest thing.
Grimes, there is a way to ingratiate yourself back in public.
you could.
Public
We could like
we're
your
not
music
saying
again.
we're not saying anything.
No.
We're just simply analyzing. We're looking at the trends.
Listen.
We are trend
Grimes.
lookers.
There's a way to get back in the eyes of the fans of Coachella, and this is one of them.
Yeah. Because she was recently listed at, I think it's like an LGBTQ music festival, like something related to the LGBTQ community. I think Lady Gaga is going to be there. and Grimes is one of the artists. And of course, a lot of people are like, no, fuck you. Like, we're not with you anymore.
I want to see Grimes and Chappell have a sit down and conversation.
Chappell just be like,
she'd be like,
yeah.
I love that reaction.
Me
where she
too.
points at the paparazzi and she's like,
I don't think so.
This little side note about Chappell. So she gave her speech at the Grammys calling out the record labels.
Yeah,
for
we talked about it a bunch on stream.
And something has happened, but not the way she intended. A bunch of artists like Charlie XCX and Sabrina Carpenter and Noah Khan have put money towards that cause, which is great. However, it kind of is it's kind of defeating the point she was making, which is we don't need crowdfunding of
what happened is that initial guy that
nah.
You know what? We all learn how to drink water, and today was
cap on, cap
today
off.
was the day that you learned.
Don't let anybody stop you drink water with a cap on.
Thank you to Big Water for sponsoring this stream as well.
Thank you, Big Water.
Thank you, Big Water.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Anyway, the guy who had initially written that dumb, very reactionary type of opinion piece in the Hollywood Reporter, he moved it away from what Chappell's point was. And so then the response to it of people who were wanting to support Chappell was nice. And she pointed out like, this is great, but it's not what I was talking about. Not blaming the people who were donating, but blaming that 53-year-old man who was like trying to beat with her online and was commenting under Pop Crave's posts and getting like 20 likes.
Right.
And she's like, I'm talking about systemic change. I'm talking about this industry-wide problem. And it's not, it's not going to be solved by individual artists, nor should it be the responsibility of individual artists to donate money.
Yep.
Oh, you getting some...
Yeah, I'm popular.
Busy?
I'm getting kind of popular.
Yeah, is it the other Minecraft server that you're in?
It actually
is, huh?
It is somebody messaging me about Minecraft.
You're a whore.
Yeah. You dirty slut. You know what's awkward is that person that's messaging me just watched me turn my status from online to do not disturb.
To do not disturb after they message you.
Right.
They're probably like,
and now they're not typing anymore.
Yeah.
That's awkward.
Yeah.
Sorry. Whoopsie daisy.
Okay. So can we talk about one moment from the SAG Awards?
Of course we can.
Okay, great. So we're going to do the full Oscars debrief next podcast episode because it will be
it down
after the Oscars have happened. But let me just run through things very quickly because the SAG Awards was last night, and that is the last major precursor award show.
Right.
And so now we have simultaneously a better idea, but also no idea at all, depending on the category, going into the Oscars. I will say it is more exciting than it was last year because last year it was just like, Oppenheimer. My eyes see Oppenheimer. But this year it's even categories like, I would say Best Actor, Best Actress. We don't really know. Best Supporting, I would say, as far as the major categories go, is the most set in stone. Like Kieran Culkin, he has not had to stress at all.
Right.
So he's going to win. Zoe Saldana is going to win unless Carla Sofia Gascon does something insane, which would be kind of, fun.
Let it happen.
I don't know. The question is she going to show up?
I was going to ask, is she invited?
She is invited. Yeah. She's nominated.
Yeah.
She's nominated.
I mean, what she did is not something they would tell her to not
I think
come
she
to.
should do what she's really good at doing, which is being at home live tweeting the Oscar ceremony.
That would be good.
And saying very racist things.
That would be, that's
But yeah,
brand.
So the question on everybody's minds is Carla Sofia Gascon going to show up? So anyway, the supporting categories are pretty clear. Yeah. Right? Unless something crazy were to happen. Best Actor and Best Actress are kind of a toss-up still. I think Demi is leading in Best Actress. It's between Demi and Mikey. I think Demi's got the edge. But
Honora's kind of recently, whoop.
Well, Honora had that momentum with the DJ and PGA awards. However, Conclave is like the dark horse of this race, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I haven't heard about that one as much as the other ones.
That film is like it's fun.
I've been told I'd
very
like it.
entertained by it.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
It's not Best Picture of the Year though.
No,
it's not. But love all the memes.
Do you have a preference on Demi or Mikey? Because I don't.
It's tough.
I'm gonna be happy either way.
I think I'm pulling for Demi. I think I'm kind of in the camp of love a third act in Hollywood, especially when it comes to actresses.
I think Mikey's gonna have a lot of legs too.
I think Mikey has a really long career ahead of her. I also look at it too as like, I don't know if Demi, even though she's had a career resurgence, I don't know if she'll be in a position again to be this close to winning the trophy. And I also just loved her. I just like fucking loved how unhinged.
It was really
how much she let
cool
her
to see
fly.
her in The Substance just because of what The Substance was, and also I would just love to see The Substance win just because like horror.
I think it'll win makeup and hairstyling, but as far as like major categories, which usually horror is shut out of, this is its best chance to win something.
Yeah.
I have a question.
What?
Are you free in May?
Maybe. Why?
There's a little thing happening that I thought, could be fun for us to go to. Could be a cute thing that we do together. It's a festival.
Jonas Con 2?
Not quite. Although, depending on how Jonas Con goes, it might actually be more similar to this festival than we think. But would you have any interest in going to Fyre Festival 2?
Fyre Festival 2?
Because the first one was such a success.
The first one was so
and
good.
We have FOMO that we missed out on it.
It's another bringing it back.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? My first reaction when you said that was, I want to go because I want to see.
Well, tickets are ranging in price from $1,400 to only $1.1 million.
Oh, easy.
So
I have that in my purse right now.
Great.
Easy peasy.
I think that is our vibe.
That is our vibe. We should go do that. Where is it?
It's in Mexico.
Ooh.
Isla Mujeres.
Can you tell me about the first Fyre Festival? Because I remember there was a Netflix documentary about it.
There have been many.
Right.
Many a documentary.
Here, let me pull up. So
I also knew people who got scammed.
Really?
Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah, I knew a lot of LA people. Because it was like the influencer.
Yeah. See, I wasn't here. Because what year did this happen? So let's back up a second. So Fyre Festival, 2017 was this festival that was supposed to be similar to a lot of other festivals that you probably hear about. I think music festival.
Yeah.
It was
like a Coachella, a lot of influencers,
big.
Music, sexy.
And a lot of influencers like Kendall Jenner, Bella Hadid, Hailey Baldwin, they were advertising for it.
Yeah, but they didn't disclose.
But they didn't disclose.
Been paid to advertise.
Right. Tickets would cost up to $100,000. And guests who booked were promised luxury accommodation, food, art, music, adventure, and it was in the Bahamas. And it was supposed to just be like an incredible festival for influencers and music artists and just
Well, it was also originally created to promote the company's Fyre app for booking music talent. Right. That's initially what it was supposed to be.
Right.
So the guy behind all this, Billy McFarland, and then also rapper Ja Rule.
Yeah, right. Naturally.
Billy McFarland went to prison for fraud. And it's funny because if you watch any documentary or anything on Fyre Festival, it is clear from the get-go what a disaster this was going to be.
Oh, somebody brought something up in the comments of our last video that I have to touch on really quickly while we're talking about this. So last episode we talked about Jonas Con, which is happening, which we feel like has a scent of Fyre Festival, like we're just a little bit. And so you remember the fine print that I said was at the bottom that was like, you know, tickets don't guarantee, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said, oh, how do you spell the word guarantee?
Guarantee.
Right. So they've misspelled the word guarantee on the fine print of this website. So at the bottom, and I'm going to Google this just to make sure, they've spelt it with a Y. So it says registration and receipt of ticket does not Guaranty, does not guarantee
What the
entry.
hell?
I'm just going to Google this just to make sure.
I think those are different, like...
Yeah, so guarantee with a Y is a noun. The correct spelling of guarantee is a common misspelling of it. Yeah, okay, so from our research that we've done, guarantee with a Y is incorrect. And if it is not incorrect, please let us know in the comments with receipts. But from what I'm seeing, it is incorrect. So, the message at the bottom of the Jonas Con seems to be incorrect. Even if it is correct, why did they spell it like that?
Yeah, seems odd.
Seems odd. But anyways, going back to the Fyre Festival.
Okay.
Continue.
So, anyway, I think a lot of people by now, you hear Fyre Festival and you just associate it with massive fucking scam that resulted in Billy McFarland going to prison and having to forfeit millions of dollars. There were class action lawsuits, there were documentaries about it, and it was it was a scam that was also such a stupid scam.
Yeah.
This wasn't like, well, it's genius.
Right.
You know, like I said, disaster from the absolute beginning. But anyway, so I knew people in LA who both had been invited as influencers, didn't end up going.
Yeah.
And then others who bought tickets.
So how much
spent money and
did they
got
disclose how much the tickets
scammed.
were? Because I know there was a
I mean, it ranged, right?
Yeah.
So I think the people that I knew who'd been scammed by Fyre Festival were scammed out of like thousands.
Because you got plane tickets, you've got accommodations, you've got the tickets to the festival, you've got, you know, all the peripheral stuff.
They also, like, in the days leading up to the festival, cut so many of the expenses, learning, because they found out how much things were going to cost. And so they're like, well, hold on a second, we can't do this. And they made all these promises to customers, like all these really fancy things. And it said we have all these major artists lined up, celebrity chefs, these eco-friendly, you know, really cool modern domes.
Domes.
Like where you'll stay in, like
domes.
the accommodation, you know, like
it's just like
it's supposed
Truman
to be this
Show.
like really cool, super elite, you know, modernistic type of Coachella / Burning Man / whatever.
Yeah,
Like insert music festival, but it's going to be like the greatest of all time.
Yep.
So the days leading up to the festival, a bunch of the acts pulled out. There's just so much about Fyre Festival. It would take us a whole episode to get into, to revisit Fyre Festival. But all you need to know is that it was an absolute scam. It was a disaster. People who went to this event were stranded. It was a miserable time.
Wait, so question, did they say, hey, we're shutting it down, it didn't work out, or did they just still have it and it was terrible? It was like TanaCon ball pit.
They still had it, but it was a disaster.
Okay.
Like it was not at all what was advertised.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a shit show.
Mm-hmm.
It was a shit show.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but Fyre Festival too.
But okay, so
here's
here's the reason that we are talking about it. So before he even was released from prison for the scam and the fraud that he did,
right,
Billy McFarland was already dreaming up fire too.
Electric
Nothing's going to
Boogaloo.
keep him down.
How long
Nothing's
was he
going to
in
keep good
prison?
old Billy down. Well, I know he was sentenced to 6 years. I don't think he served the full time.
Yeah. I mean, if it was in 2017.
I think he was there 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So after 4 years, he was out. And then in 2023, remember, he tweeted out there was going to be a Fyre Festival 2 and had said that he had already secured funding.
From where? Like, which investors are like, dude?
Probably
yes.
fucking Elon Musk.
Yeah.
The first 100 tickets were put on sale at $499 with prices later to increase.
Yep.
The festival's website said that the event was targeted for the end of 2024 in the Caribbean. Well, that has come and gone.
Yep.
The first batch of tickets sold out within a day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So my question is, are these people who are like, no, I trust him?
do you think maybe
I
it's
don't
like a
think he will
rug
do it
pull
again.
thing?
Some maybe,
Like,
or
people
is it
are-
people who are now doing it for like the content?
That's the thing, is because my first thought is, dude, we should go just to see.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right, like we went to Fyre Festival too. You know, hello,
Especially if
podcast
it's-
episode.
If it's targeted to content creators, half of them are gonna want to make a vlog about.
Yes.
You know. Yeah, I bet a lot of them are like, what if? You know, let's just see.
So in September, it was reported that Fyre Festival 2 is officially taking place in the Caribbean.
Perfect.
And today, it was reported that McFarland had begun offering a limited number of tickets for Fyre Festival 2 on, which is slated to run from May 30th to June 2nd. Tickets range in price from $1,400 to $1.1 million.
What are you gonna get for 1.1 million? You're funding like
What
half
you'll
of
get
the
for
festival.
1.1 million is in a year's time filing a class action lawsuit
Maybe you get more
Again.
airtime in the documentary that they make about it.
McFarland.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, Billy's a guy who just keeps somehow failing upwards. Like you can't keep him down, you know?
Oh my gosh, look at this picture of the dinner that was served at Fyre Festival.
Yeah.
It's two
Yes!
pieces of bread, 2 pieces of Swiss cheese, some greenery, and tomato. Says the dinner that Fyre Festival promised us was catered by Stephen Starr is literally bread, cheese, and salad with dressing.
Dude, that's why I'm saying like we could spend an hour just talking about the craziest
Yeah.
moments from Fyre Festival.
We should, as this Fyre Festival 2 gets closer and we learn more about it, we should do like a Patreon segment.
The
that's-
organizers used
Festival.
the fact that nobody got murdered as proof that the festival was actually not that bad. They're like,
Guys-
nobody died, nobody was killed.
Nobody's gotten murdered on this
Nobody got
podcast
murdered?
yet.
Look on the
so
bright side.
we're kind of killing it.
Yeah.
Wow, incredible. Another thing, just like Jonas Con, I want to see it through. I need to know. I think this is a niche of the internet that I'm starting to really enjoy is failed events because it's like the Wonka thing. Jonas Con.
Scams.
Tana
It's
Con.
scams.
It's
That's what
scams.
it is, though. It's scams.
And I love them because I think it's like it's some sort of like magical phenomenon of what's gonna happen.
Well, what's fascinating is like scams are not something new, but it's the way that scams have evolved.
Yeah.
And it's the way that scams keep happening.
Yeah.
And I don't mean scams as in somebody sends you an email that's like, "Hi, I'm a Nigerian prince.
Yeah.
I need help."
Well, they do actually need help.
Well, did you help them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about someone tricking you into giving your social security number to who you think is like the UPS store. I'm talking about these types of scams.
And especially with the internet backing them up, like I think it's funny because we grew up on our parents going, "Don't believe what you see on the internet." But then when stuff like this happens and you see, you know, Kendall Jenner and she's like, "Come to Fyre Festival," you're like, "Okay."
Everybody
Surely.
falls for scams. And if you think you are a person who is completely immune, you're
You're
lying.
not.
But we also love scams as well.
Yep.
Have I ever told you the story about the guy who I knew? His name was Zach Avery.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry, that was his D-list actor's screen name. Zach Horwitz.
Oh.
He's responsible for having run the largest Ponzi scheme in Hollywood, and I think it's the largest Ponzi scheme second to Bernie Madoff's.
Wowee.
And he used to come into the clubs. And so I was contacted by, like, I don't know, the people who did Tiger King are doing, at least I think they had a documentary in the works on him. And I think a large focal point of the documentary was going to be talking to his wife, who he was like a childhood sweetheart. They both came from the Midwest, moved out to LA because he had dreams of becoming an actor, and then soon realized that, I might have been a hottie in Indiana, but it's not working out here. And so he soon found himself scamming by like running this Ponzi scheme by pretending to have a production company that had all these contracts with like Netflix and HBO, yada yada.
Wow.
It was crazy because I remember when he started coming to the clubs and he was a VIP client, because he would come in on a Thursday and spend like $15,000 and then tip $15,000 to the waitresses. And I asked my boss, I was like, what does he do for money? Like, what is, she's like, oh, he's an actor. I went, and I looked him up and he was in like D-list horror films. And I went, okay, it's gotta be family money.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing in LA and especially in the entertainment industry where people will come from money, but they'll pretend they're self-made.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, I'm a producer, I'm an actor. It's like, no, bitch, your daddy's rich. Your daddy's got money.
Yeah.
So for him, I went, oh, he must just come from wealth.
Yeah.
And he's just another, another person in Hollywood who's using his family's wealth to have all these opportunities and
it's like
present
convincing
himself
people from
as
the
like,
back end.
Yeah, which is like a scam in and of itself.
Yeah.
But not the type of scam that
It's like, you must be
Zach was
successful
doing.
because you have money, therefore I'm going to pay attention to you because I must be missing out on something.
Yeah, so it was crazy. During 2020, during COVID, I remember seeing this massive report about the FBI raiding his house and immediately texted all my friends.
That's
who
crazy.
I used to work in the clubs with. I was like, holy shit, you guys.
There's the
that's
money.
Zach
That's
from the clubs.
Zach from the club.
Like I always knew that it had to have been something. I didn't think it was going to be this massive $650 million Ponzi scheme.
Yeah. You always know. You can sniff it out.
You can.
But anyways, we're going to Fyre Festival too. So if anybody else goes, just we're gonna be going.
Yeah, we'll be
hosting an LMK meetup at Fyre Festival too.
We will. So if you're gonna be at Fyre Festival too,
let us know.
The LMK girlies are gonna be there. We would love to link up. We would love to collab. We're
so excited. We
make
spent
content.
all of the Patreon money on it.
Yeah.
Can I tell you my little let me know segment?
You sure can.
Let me know.
Okay, so in Punta Arenas, Chile, a humpback whale briefly swallowed a kayaker off the Chilean Patagonia before quickly releasing him unharmed. The incident caught on camera quickly went viral. So Adrian Simakas was kayaking with his father near the San Isidro lighthouse in the Strait of Magellan. I'm butchering all of that. When a humpback whale surfaced, engulfing Adrian and his yellow kayak for a few seconds before letting him go. And the whole thing was caught on camera while encouraging his son to stay calm.
Humpback, that's a cute name for a baby girl.
Humpback, little baby Humpy.
Little baby Humpy.
Little baby HB.
So this guy just got swallowed up.
Yeah, and here's the video of it, which I think is
by
Moby Dick.
Moby Dick.
He got Moby Dicked. Here, let me play the video.
It's crazy that they got it on video.
Go. I am sorry, but like the fact that he got swallowed. This is the dad that's filming. The dad filmed. He gets swallowed, and the dad doesn't even
doesn't freak out.
Like,
he's
praise
a content.
The cameraman.
He's a content king.
You know when you see those videos of like fights and the cameraman's like,
yeah.
Like this guy, his son gets swallowed by a whale,
and the camera is steady.
He's like, son, stay calm. You're going to be okay. Don't move. Wait, I can't.
He's like, I gotta get a close up.
Angle. Yeah. Yep.
That's wild. And so then it just bat.
And then spits
as
them
I
back out.
spit everywhere. I'm like, she's just spit them out.
And that's the dad. He does look like a director. He looks like a cinema guy. He's like, okay, son, the whale's coming back for more.
Holy shit.
All right, roll yourself up in a ball so we can swallow you again. I don't know why I can't hear the video, but
He says, I thought I was dead.
yeah, incredible.
That
He described the terror of those few seconds and explained that his real fear set in only after resurfacing, fearing that the huge animal would hurt his father or that he would perish in the frigid waters. Terrifying.
That is terrifying.
Yep, exactly. I just love that the dad was like,
Do you think
really
it smelled
locked
crazy in there?
He probably, like, it was like, Pinocchio, when Pinocchio gets swallowed by the whale.
Yeah.
He's probably different now. Imagine being able to tell somebody that you've been swallowed by a whale.
Right? Fun, like everyone's doing their fun fact. And they're like, I have
Two truths and a lie.
two truths and a lie.
You're like, I have a third nipple.
Yeah. I am named after the month of October.
And I've been swallowed by a whale.
I got swallowed by a fucking whale.
People are like, okay, man. All right, man.
Man, that's the type of stuff where it's like, glad that happened to you, but wish it happened to me.
You're like, I'm proud of you, but
okay.
wish that was me.
Fine. White men get everything.
All of a sudden. Okay, trauma, brag about it.
All right, I guess that whale is anti-DEI.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Not swallowing
Well, I mean,
people like me over here.
that's the guy that got swallowed. The other guy was his dad.
Okay.
This is the guy that got swallowed.
Men get everything.
And they got awesome ponchos. But anyways, that's my Let Me Know segment.
Wow.
So, yeah, you should be afraid of whales, apparently. I think that, like,
Add it to the list.
whales are, like, pretty docile, usually. Like, I think killer whales can, unsurprisingly, be a little aggressive, but still not that much. Like, not horrendously,
Right.
you know?
Although the orcas they've unionized.
They are.
Yeah.
Little baby orca.
They've been taking down yachts,
Little baby orca.
right?
Mhm.
They've got a Luigi Mangione. Orcas.
The orcas stand with Luigi Mangione.
The orcas stand with Luigi. They do. Free Luigi. The orcas are going to storm the courtroom. Like, can you imagine the next time Luigi appears in court and then suddenly these orcas just burst through and then he gets on the orca's back and rides?
Well, one of these whales actually
Right?
swallows him, and then the orcas leave the courtroom
That
back
would be
into
incredible.
the ocean.
Give me that Disney movie.
And then Luigi lives like a Disney princess in the wild with
Yes.
the orcas.
Oh, I'd love that for
That's
him.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, it's very like Princess Mononoke.
yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I guess it's mine.
Mm-hmm.
Strumming my... Excuse me, let me start all over.
Yeah, start over.
Strumming my pain with his fingers. Singing my life with... Okay, I'm sorry.
That
Hold on.
one guy in the comments is going to
Excuse
be
me?
so pissed off about you
I'm just going to
singing.
start a little bit lower.
Yeah, start over.
Strumming my... You know what? Actually, no.
Do you need the karaoke version?
No, you know what? I'm just going to do this.
Okay.
Because
I still
the
don't know what
vocals
you're
ain't
doing.
the vocals ain't vocaling today.
Okay.
So just give me a second.
Okay.
Roberta Flack died.
Oh no.
Roberta Flack is gone. And that's why I was
And this video is also demonetized.
just kidding. Okay, so that's why I was gonna sing it. Killing Me Softly with his song, which is, you know,
Yeah.
it hits.
Yep.
Strumming my pain with his fingers.
Yeah.
Singing my
Saucy.
life with his words.
Okay.
Killing Me Softly with his song.
Okay.
Killing Me Softly with his song.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, Grammy Award-winning singer Roberta Flack, who was most famous for her revelatory covers of, you know, her reinventions of Killing Me Softly with his song and The First Time I Ever Saw Your Face, passed away at 88.
Oh.
And she...
It's a good run.
88 is a good run. And she's my Let Me Know because I just really loved her voice.
Yeah.
She just had one of those really hypnotic, spellbinding type of voices that like you wish you could sing that way.
Yeah.
And, you know, there is a very it takes a very special skill to do a cover of a song and have that cover be what everybody thinks of when they think of that song. And
That's
that,
like
a lot of them don't
Hallelujah.
realize that it's a cover, you know?
What's the Hallelujah cover that's most known?
Rufus Wainwright from Shrek, or Jeff Buckley, Hallelujah.
Yeah, Jeff Buckley, his cover.
Yeah.
Which I was going down the rabbit hole of that the other day because I was in the shower and I was like, Hallelujah is a song that gets stuck in my head a lot, you know, and I can't sing, but you know.
Heard there was a secret.
It's a great song, beautiful
David
song.
played.
And I was like, I wonder who the origin of that song
Leonard
is.
Cohen.
And then I was like,
very different sound.
And I was like, is it a really old song? Is it kind of an old song? Like, what does it mean? I think I ended up looking up what is the meaning behind Hallelujah, and then I looked it up and whatever. Which it's not that deep. It's just about sex, basically. I don't know.
It always comes down to that.
And I looked it up and then I listened to all the versions, and Jeff Buckley, I was like, that's the one that I think most people know. It's beautiful. But the original one, can you imagine writing a song and putting it out there and then having somebody else cover your song, and then that's the version that stands the test of time?
It's like in streaming when you do something and then someone else does the exact same thing that you did, and that's what everybody does.
I wonder if chatters feel like that when they say something funny and then I read it out loud.
Or when they say something funny first and then another chatter says it and then you read the comments.
Oh, poor chatters.
Poor chatters.
Wow, sad.
But yeah, so Roberta, her two most famous songs were actually covers of folk songs that were just very like acoustic, like blah, 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 you know, very nice and light. And then she came in with this pop soul, really just sexy, erotic sound. I mean, strumming my pain with his fingers.
There you go.
Singing my life. Where like she would crescendo, and then, you know, she just had such a mastery of sound and volume, where it felt like she was just really pushing and pulling you.
Yep.
And yeah, if you've ever studied as a singer, you've probably at one point sang "Killing Me Softly" with his song, because it's just so great.
A banger.
Anyway, I just wanted to mention Roberta Flack, and
Remembrance.
I hope wherever she is, she's just surrounded by music. She really was one of the greatest soul, and then I would say specifically pop soul singers of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish I had a voice like that, but at least we forever have her voice memorialized
On Spotify.
Yep.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys for joining us for another episode. We appreciate it. We tried to bang on the table as little as possible.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining. We're going to now bump over to the Patreon, where we're going to watch the other videos by this Francesca person and see her other baby names that she did not pick in their ridiculousness. We're also going to be answering your burning questions.
You have any rants?
Ranting about things
that you just gotta let me know about. Because
Get it
the
out,
other
let
me
them know.
know is like, let me know you. You know, let me tell you about
but
this
this
thing.
is like, let me know.
Let me let you know.
Let me let you know. It's like Home Depot or whatever they say. Let me help you help yourself. Help me help you to help me. Exactly. But thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Move. Body move.